Okay, so this is where you're gonna be, and
Okay.
like at least 15 minutes before it gets started.
Okay.
What'll happen is I'll come back over here like 2 minutes before it gets started, and then
Okay.
you know speak to you for a little while till people start coming in. Okay,
Okay.
so we just need you to just hang out over here, and I'll be back.
All right.
All right.
except for none of them. You want it, ain't no synonym. A master artist, take a mess and make a masterpiece. And look at you, you've been a shot, shining, shining. Take my heart for whatever it's for. Let's be yours.
You up to?
Lisa. So they have 5 more minutes left of their session.
Okay.
So before I draw them over to you, okay? So
Okay.
I'm getting
Okay.
ready to interrupt them to say, okay, now on to harnessing the power of digital communities. Okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
thank you so much. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, so that one just concluded, and everyone is
Okay.
slowly moving over. I've
Okay.
posted all over the place that your session is now live. The good thing
Okay.
is we'll be able to see when people are actually coming in because they're slowly trickling in. So how are
Okay.
you today?
I'm fine, thank you. I've been kind of a bit anxious because the internet condition in Nigeria can be very, yeah, can be
You
very unstable.
You know, it's so funny. Right now, no country could say that they're the best when it comes to internet connection because I think it's messing up across the world. So, hi everyone. We see that you're here. We're just waiting for more people to come into the room. So, no country can claim like they have the best internet because I don't care where you're at. Everyone's pretty much home just because of some method of quarantine. So
Yeah.
it's quite okay, and we'll be here paying attention. So if there's anything, the team will jump in and help you out, or even text you because we're infamously texting and calling on speakers. You
Yeah, they
guys,
actually called me. The team is amazing. The messages, the backstage intro showing us how to use the platform. It was amazing. Like the hands-on is amazing. I have to applaud you guys. It's amazing. The team is amazing.
yeah, you know what it is with our team and myself is that we know like we've had to speak at other sessions, and I think
Mhm.
the key with speaking at other sessions is like you're super nervous and is it working? Is this okay? Is that okay? And
Yeah,
you never know. So we
yeah.
didn't want our participants to feel nervous or to feel too jittery about the process. So we
Hmm.
emailed the hell out of everybody. Just so you guys know, we emailed the hell out of our guests. At this point, they're like, if y'all send me one more email, one more phone call. So, anywho, we have enough people for you to get started. I can't wait to hear more in
Okay.
your presentation. Just know that we're in the background on standby. So if you have any questions for us, you could text it to us directly by phone, or if you're more comfortable, put it in a chat. Okay? So,
Okay.
Lisa, I
Okay.
look forward to your presentation.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's side session on harnessing the power of digital communities on social media. My name is Lisa, and I'm a digital transformation consultant. And today I'm just going to be sharing a bit about the digital communities I've been a part of and how powerful it is, and some of the digital communities that have also made impacts, especially within this COVID global lockdown and everyone spending time online, spending time on social media. And I'm also going to draw insights from businesses and how they are building communities online as well, just because I know there will be some entrepreneurs amongst us who use social media for their business. So just give me a minute, let me connect my slides so we can get to it. So yes, welcome to the session, and today it's going to be a real quick one, and I hope it can be interactive. I might not see your messages or see you respond, but I hope that the way I share the topic for today, that you're able to get everything hands-on. Oh, thank you, Annie. Annie says we can see my screen. Thank you. So now with social media being just a tool for having fun, sharing photos, connecting with friends and family, as at the time it started. And especially for someone like me, I had my very first social media account, I think somewhere around 2009. I'm not so old or so new to it. I mean, there are people who tested out other social media platforms before Facebook and Instagram and all the popular platforms we have today. But with all digital platforms, with all social media platforms, the purpose for the platform has changed over time from just being a place to share images to being a very powerful platform, being a platform that can speak on global issues, that can influence change, that can even go as far as helping people raise funds for causes, for charity, for making global change just with a tweet, with a post, with an image. It's that powerful. And I hope from this session that you're able to gain a few things that you can use either for your career, for your business, or for your personal brand. Okay. Now, I'm just going to ask a quick question. What makes digital or social media platforms? And I'm going to be looking out in the chat if anyone can respond to that. Like I said, I want it to be a bit interactive. So if I can just have one person respond, what makes digital or social media platforms? I'm just going to give it 2 seconds and see if anyone can share what they think. The people, awesome. Awesome. That's it. It's the people that make social media platform and what they share. From the beginning, it was just sharing photos of your cute cat, your cute dog, or you eating in a restaurant. Faith says the connections. Yes. People eating in a restaurant, you going to a fancy place, taking cool photos. And even now that it's become a more powerful platform, people can now exchange ideas, people can sell products. Again, it's still about the people. Now, what I have realized is that most times when businesses come on social media, they tend to forget that the platform was created for people. It's a people-focused platform. What they do is focus on the products. And so the brands that win, oh, sorry about this. Let me just put that on silence real quick. So the brands that win on social are the brands that remember it is about people. And what makes communities as well? I mean, let's take social media out of it. Offline communities, small towns, small villages, cities, it's still the people. There might be cities where, cities like Lagos, where is the hub for business and entrepreneurship, the hub for youth culture, pop culture, and all of that. But at the end of the day, it's the people within that community that makes the community. So I want you to remember, if you don't take anything out of this, the people who are on social media are so important. And there are different types of people, different demographies, different attitudes, different mindsets, different values, different psychographies. And you have to pay attention to that, even as a business owner or as a user, personal user. For me, before I started using the platform for business, it was first a platform to just connect with people, connect to opportunities. My first and second job all came from social media connections. So even at the time when it wasn't like a business tool for me, it was a tool to connect with people. And I was kind of intentional with how I use it, minding that the people who were going to give me those opportunities or open those opportunities were on the platform as well, and they were going to see me. So you have to bear this in mind, that the people who are on social media is what makes social media platforms. It is how you're able to connect with people that make social media platforms. So now the second thing about social media and how it's built, I mean, there are so many social media platforms. It's the purpose for the platform. Okay, there's Twitter. I'm just going to focus on the most popular ones. There's Twitter, there's LinkedIn, there is Pinterest, there's Instagram, and then there's Facebook. The way these platforms are wired, it depends on how people communicate on the platform and how people use it. Twitter is more vocal. If you want to speak about something and you want people to gather real quick and support your cause, Twitter is a platform where you can raise those topics, raise those issues, and exchange ideas with different people. Instagram is more visual focus. So whatever you're saying, if you don't have a great image to say it, you don't have a great video to pass that message, it's going to get lost. Meanwhile, you can get away with a bunch of words on Twitter and the message is clear. The same thing goes on with Pinterest. Pinterest is people are looking for ideas, looking for inspiration, either for design, for creative business. So if you're going to be active on Pinterest, you want to make sure that you're also using visuals that people can save to their boards and they can use. And also moving down to LinkedIn, which is a more professional platform. The purpose is to bring people who are career leaders, business people, entrepreneurs on the platform and connect them with opportunities, connect them with opportunities that matters to them, either for their business or for their career. So what's the purpose of the platform? You have to clearly understand that before you're even able to tap into the power, the value that the platform can offer you. What's the purpose the platform was created for? And then when you understand the purpose the platform was, the purpose that the platform was built on, then you're able to understand how you can put in your own purpose on that platform. So let's say I am okay, I wanted to use fashion as an example, but let me use something that most people can relate to, which is what I do right now. So I have a community of about 4,000 people who are either entrepreneurs or creatives or digital experts, who are digital marketers, social media managers, and all of that. And before now, I would just post pictures of myself and, you know, say something that I feel would connect with my audience. I wasn't intentional about creating content that would give me access to that kind of community. But when I decided that, okay, I wanted to grow my community and I wanted to give back, I wanted to do more on my social media page, aside just posting images, the content changed in line with the platform. So instead of me just posting a cute picture of myself or a cute picture of food or a picture of me and my friends, now I would make carousels, you know, to explain a particular topic or to share a tool that can help a business owner or can help a creative or can help a social media manager. And understanding that I cannot do that if I don't have great imagery or great visuals to pass that message. That helps me put in my purpose on the platform. If I were to do this on a platform like Twitter, I don't really need to bother about images or designing carousels. I can just type, but make sure that what I am typing fits into the character and they're able to get value in that short time. Okay, so understanding the purpose of the platform and finding a way to weave in your own purpose for being on that platform is one of the ways that you can harness the power of the platform. So if you don't understand your purpose and it does not connect with the purpose for the platform, you're going to struggle with connecting and even maximizing the social media platform. And then the next thing we're going to talk about before we even get to how you're going to be able to harness the power is the platform itself. Okay, so I've kind of talked about that when I was talking about purpose. The reason why we have different platforms, it's not like everybody cannot make their own kind of platform to be the same. Although some platforms have, you know, taken some tools or some features from other platforms and added to there so that they can keep the attention of their audience. But each platform has its own unique features. So are the people who are there. The way they use the platform, the way they communicate on the platform is the same thing. Take, for instance, TikTok, which is the newest one, which a lot of millennials and baby boomers are finding it hard to understand. But the Gen Zers, they are all over it because it speaks to them. The purpose of the platform and the way the platform is designed connects with them. Short content that could be valuable, that is valuable, because saying could be valuable means that I am defining the value of the platform or the content based on what I think value is. Now, this is something I'm going to talk about when I am explaining how you can harness the power. So another thing you need to understand is the platform itself. Is it the kind of platform that you're going to be able to maximize? Okay, if you let's say you want to your product, your goal, your brand. I'm saying all that so that if your business or what you do on social media is not really about buying and selling, maybe you just want to teach people or inspire people or help people find support or build a safe space, like the way we have African women in tech. It's not really selling products per se, but then it has built a safe community for African women in technology. So that kind of platform, if you take it to TikTok, you might find people on TikTok who would connect, but bear in mind that people, the majority of the users on TikTok are between the ages of let me find a very comfortable age that doesn't take out people. But we have many people who are in their early 20s down to teenagers. So you hardly find people who are in their 30s active on TikTok. What they do with TikTok is that they create content on TikTok and then move it to other platforms. And they're also not stable on it. So the higher percentage of the users of TikTok are much younger people. So if your purpose, if the reason why you're using social media connects with that, yes, it's going to be a great platform for you. And there's nothing wrong with you, trying to use the other platforms to connect, to create content, or to build your brand there, to build visibility there. But just know that if you are short-staffed, you don't have a huge team that can man each of the platforms. You want to focus on the platform that can give you the best results, that you can really maximize, the platform where you can find your people and that you can actually use to that works with the purpose why you are on social media. So there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's LinkedIn. You want to ask yourself, why am I even going on social media? For whatever cost you're getting there. If it's just for personal use, any of the platform works for you, but it becomes different when you're trying to connect with a certain audience. And make no mistake, different types of audience are on each of the platforms. You find people on TikTok who are on LinkedIn. You find people who are on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Instagram as well. You find people who are on LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram, on Facebook as well. And you find them on Twitter as well. But their mindset and the way they consume content on those platforms are different. All right, there's a kind of content you will share on Instagram. People would not connect with it the way they will connect with it when you share it on LinkedIn. There's also a type of content that if you share on LinkedIn, people would not connect with it the same way they will on Instagram. So you just have to think in terms of the people, the purpose, and the platform for why you are on social media or why you want to tap into the power of digital communities. If you understand this, it's very easy for you to connect online. It's very easy for you to build a community that people are going to love. Okay, so I'm just going to check if there are any questions so far. Okay, there is none. Okay. There is none so far, so let me just get back into it. So once you understand the platform, you understand first of all, you understand the people who are on social media, you understand the purpose, why you're on social media or why the platforms exist, and then you understand the platform that also works best for you. Now you're able to tap into the power of digital communities. And let me say this as well. Digital communities are not just communities that are on social media. I know we are talking about social media as a space for you to tap into. There are communities that are powerful that are not mainly on social media. So I'll give you an example, the business communities, the communities like African Women in Tech that support entrepreneurs. They are not really active on social media, all right? They have forums, they have virtual events, physical events like this. They have mentoring sessions, but they're not active on social media. Again, what keeps that platform going on, social media or not? It's the people who are on it. I'm saying people consistently so that you understand that even before you create the product, it's important that you understand the people you're creating for. Now, what most people do when they create a product, what most people do when they start creating content is that they just take content and they create it thinking that, oh, the people who like this content will come for it. It doesn't always work that way, okay? It is best that you understand the people and then understand their pain points and they're able to use your content to address the pain points that they have. Also, when you understand the people and you focus on people, especially if you're a business owner and you're launching a product, I'm going to use a tech product as an example in this case. When you understand the people and you're able to connect with them on social media, it can slash your advertising budget, especially if you're just starting out and you don't have a large budget for advertising. I mean, I'm a digital strategist, I'm a digital transformation consultant, so I would definitely sell advertising to a client. I mean, it makes my business look good, but then also before I sell any strategy or recommend any strategy, I always like to ask the client, what's the purpose for the brand, for the product, for the service, so that we know what works best, okay? So I'm going to use Canva as an example in this case. Now, when Canva launched, if I were a business owner, if I were the one that owned Canva, the first thing I would have thought about maybe would have been to run ads, run a lot of ads on social media. But one thing that has kept Canva running consistently even till now, I mean, I use it to design this slide, is the fact that the people who use the platform are able to tell other people about the platform. I have not seen an ad since I started using Canva. I've been using Canva for like 3 years now. I think I started using it in 2017. Yeah, that's 3 years now. I have never seen an ad. But who advertises for Canva? I and every other person who uses it. And then there are communities now on Facebook, on I think I saw one on Instagram. There are people who even call themselves Canva certified designers. So So this goes to tell you the importance of understanding the people who you create a product for. If you're able to focus on creating content for them, or a safe space for them, a community for them, or any of the platforms, you wouldn't have to spend so much on advertising, and you don't have to do it yourself as well, which is another interesting part. What Canva did was to find people who wanted to learn more about creative designing, to learn how to do graphics design, but with a simple tool. And they gave them certificates. You know, you are now certified, you're now an expert in this, so you can teach other people, you can do more with this. And now those people went to create communities where they teach other people to do same. So you can see that the brand itself does not have, like, they have a social media platform where they of course share tips on how you can use their tools, but it's not really what is driving it. What drives it mainly is the people who use it, telling other people. So we talk about know, like, and trust factor when it comes to digital marketing and online marketing. Canva literally moved that know, like, and trust factor process and setting up the strategy to the people who know how to use the platforms. So Canva can say they have a great tool, their tool can do this, but someone who is within my space, like a mentor or someone I look up to, telling me, oh, I use Canva for this design, or me telling my community members I use Canva for all my design, that sells the product to them, because they already trust me, and Canva doesn't have to worry about connecting with my audience. I already help them connect with the audience. And again, this is not even a paid service. This is completely free. Me just telling my audience, this is so valuable that you need to get into it. So you need to clearly understand the people. I spend so much time talking about people because I have been on social media at a time when I was just saying, oh, it's a PR tool. I'm just going to tell you what I want to tell you. You can take it or you leave it. But I've also moved into that space where I got to understand that people don't really care about you. They care about them. What value are you offering them? How can your platform add value to them? At the point when I started thinking about that, I think I got active with that somewhere around March. My community has grown from 1,000 plus to 4,000 plus without me being focused on advertising. It's just me thinking of the people. What's the problem this person has? How can I use my experience to help them solve this problem? So if you have a product, or you're passionate about a cause, or you have a community, just think in terms of your audience, the people. What problems do they have that your purpose can help them can help them find solutions for, that your purpose can be a solution to their problem. Once you figure that out, it's easy for you to create content that makes them stay with you, that gives you you their attention. And as we know, once you have attention of your audience, there's a whole lot that social media can offer you. And now I'm going to talk about that power of social media and how you can tap into it. We've seen the Black Lives Matter movement. We've seen even though the COVID pandemic did not allow people to move around, we've seen how Pride Month was celebrated on social media, including Instagram creating a special sticker and story for it. We've also seen how people have spoken up against injustice and injustice and violence against women on social media. I've also seen how social media is so powerful that there's this case that happened in Lagos, Nigeria. A young lady was, I don't really want to talk about the story because it's bad, but she lost her life and her husband died as well. But a community that is not really a social media community, but it's a community that empowers and supports women as well. The founder was able to come up on social media and say, I want to raise money for this lady's children. Let's set up a trust fund so that the children would not have to lack now that they've lost both parents. And that happened in about a week. Over 22 million naira was raised. This is what social media can do when you understand the people on the platform, when you understand your purpose as well. Okay, I've not gone into the part of talking about value and how valuable your content should be. The value you even give your content depends on the people as well. All right, people within the digital marketing space and thought leadership space always teach something, create carousels and teach. And so lots of people have come to think that when you offer valuable content, it means that your content has to be Your content has to be about teaching. It has to be on a topic, but that's not what value is. Value is what the audience thinks is valuable. That is why I talked about the people again. What is valuable to the people and your purpose for being on social media. So if I were an entertainer, if I made funny videos, if I created memes, if I did dance videos to just, spread joy and make people happy, isn't that valuable content? That is. Can't I find a way to monetize it? I can. Okay. If I sold a product, let's say I launched this tech tool that helps people, let me find a very interesting tool to talk about now. Okay, maybe a tool that helps people onboard their clients, manage the whole process of clients onboarding, send proposals out to client signs it immediately, makes payments all in the same platform. And if it's for social media management, client is able to see the templates for her brand, see if it's on brand, and every approval is done on that platform. No need to send emails back and forth. Once the client logs into the platform, the client is able to see all that has been created for her brand, and she can approve and cancel out the ones she or he is not interested in. Now, if I created a tool like that, I can create content on social media, either using Canva style, which is finding people who would use this tool and tell other people about this tool, or just coming on social media to talk about the importance of keeping the attention of your audience and how keeping the attention of your customer, and how you can take your customer from the journey of, speaking to them about the services you offer, the hassle with sending proposals and them canceling the payments, send me your account details, how we take all that burden of you, sending emails back and forth and the client saying, I haven't seen it. Everything can just be on one platform. So I can create content around that, from funny content to content that teaches them how to use the platform to content that helps them grow their business, just because I understand the pain points of my user. Okay, so again, for whatever purpose you are on you're on social media for, you need to understand how you can make that connect with the platform you're on and make sure it's serving the people you're on. Because once you've come on social media to create content and you're not just following your family and friends anymore, it's about the people. It's no longer about you. All right, you have to think about the consumer every time, the consumer of your content, how the content is structured to serve them, okay, in line with the purpose for why you are creating that content. All right. Okay, so Annie says, good statement in marketing. People are thinking of themselves, so create content that they need. Yes, people think of themselves constantly. If I wake up in the morning, I come on social media, I am not really thinking about your business. I came on social media maybe to see what's happening on my page, so who's connecting with me. If you share content that can help me grow my platform in that time, yes, it is really valuable to me. Okay, so with that, you can get my attention, and then you can get me to do anything for you. Once you have my attention, once you've gone through that know, like, and trust factor state, I trust you, you've shared valuable content with me or from me over time, and I've been able to understand what your purpose is from your content, and I know that it serves me. You can get me to connect with you. You can get me to buy your products. You can get me to buy into your course. You can get me to donate to a cause. You can get me to, be a part of a movement, so long as it serves me. Okay, so I'm going to give this example now with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. We've seen how businesses were able to tap into it. Now, the conversation on if they're just jumping on it for PR or they're doing it for real is an entirely different thing. But they notice that this thing is happening right now, and they understand that the people who they serve using their product, it's an important conversation for them. So they cannot help but be a part of that conversation. If you don't, people will call you out. Why didn't you say something about this? And they understood that. So whether they are doing it for PR or they actually mean it, but they understood the fact that their audience is interested in that conversation. And then they had to speak up and say something about it. Some had to, okay, say we are now hiring more Black people. We are giving this amount of money to supporting Black businesses. We are creating this feature. We're taking down this. We're removing that. We're taking out this word. We are changing our packaging. We are changing the name so that people who we serve can understand that we are here for them. It's about the people. For whatever you're doing on social media, before you can use social media to actually make people do what you want them to do, to influence their decisions, either in buying, either in supporting your cause, either in being a part of your community, either moving from one platform to the other. Let me give an example. For instance, the African Women in Tech platform right now, and with the Digital Society conference that we're having right now, if it was not speaking to the right people, there'll be nobody on this platform watching this right now. There'll be nobody would have signed up for this. Let's say if we were just creating content about, what's the vaguest content I could use? Okay, let's say it was creating content about parties or maybe fashion and looking good, dressing up yourself. So it would have been, yes, I can see that we have 10 minutes. So if that was the focus, it would have been hard to get people who are interested about tech to sign up for this platform, because first, they did not understand that the platform was about tech, or about, finding your feet in the tech industry as an African woman. They did not understand that. So when you present this kind of event to them, it's confusing, because again, the purpose never highlighted that they were, or from the content you created from the onset, they never understood that it was going to be about events relating to tech. Okay. So now, how do you harness the power of digital communities? I think I've talked about this severally, but I'm just going to hit the 4 main points and then wrap up. So again, it's the people, it's your purpose, it's the platform you're on, and all these 3 guides the post that you create. Okay. To use, I didn't really say, okay, post 10 times, post 3 times, hire an influencer. No. If you understand the people, you're going to understand if you need to work with an influencer and what kind of influencer you need to work with. Just because someone has a large audience doesn't necessarily mean they're the best fit to work with or to represent your brand. So when you understand the people you create content for, the people you want to serve on social media, the purpose, why you are on social media and why they too are on social media, which is basically an intersection between the problem they have and the solution you can provide them. And you understand the platform itself, because not all content types can work on the same platform. And people don't consume content the same way on all platforms. The way we consume content on Instagram is different from the way we consume content on Facebook, and it's different from the way we consume content on Twitter. So once you understand that, it now shapes how you create content, your post, which becomes valuable content. And like I said, valuable content in this case doesn't always have to be, teaching them something, giving them a how-to, a DIY, or a tip. It could just be something to put smiles on their faces, spread joy, make people happy, because this has actually been a very sad period. Sometimes it could just be, oh, this is what you need to do this. It doesn't have to be like 10 carousels, it doesn't have to be about you teaching. It could just be, this is this product and this is what it does, straight to the point. Okay. So I'm just going to wait if there are questions, and if there's anything anyone would like to ask about.
Hey, so what has been your biggest challenge? Like when you first started, right? And you clients.
Yeah.
What has been your biggest challenge when you work with clients?
Oh, just remember I didn't turn on the lights.
It's fine, you still look good.
Thank you.
What has been your biggest challenge when you're dealing with clients, and they may have a message in their head of what they think it is, but when you're talking to them, it's something totally different.
Yes. Okay, so first things before we even launch any strategy or start working with the clients, we need to understand the people. So first off, what's this business about? What's the brand about? What's the brand values? What's the goal? And then who is the product created for, or what is this cause? Who are we targeting? What audience are we trying to build this community for? So with that, we are able to shape the messages. The message that comes to the audience is not about the digital expert, what I think should go out, or what the business owner thinks. It's always about what we believe is best for the audience. And that is when we completely understand the audience, the demographics, the psychographics, and what kind of content are they paying attention to? Is there anybody in the space who is doing something similar to what the client in this case is doing? what kind of content has worked, what didn't work, what can we improve, what kind of what problems do these people have, are there different ways we can change our messaging? Because sometimes the messaging might actually be great, but how it was presented, or the content format in which it was presented, makes it difficult for the consumers to understand what you're even saying. So again, it's always about the audience, and getting to convince the business owner can be tasking, especially if they have something fixed at the back of their mind. We have 5 minutes left before the next constituency. Yes, I'm going to wrap up real soon. So getting to convince the business owner can be challenging if the business owner already has, a copy they want to use. Maybe they have this line that they think is really interesting and they want it to be out there. So sometimes we just have to run experiments within our own circle, using the different copies. If it's for Facebook advertising, we do A/B testing to find out what people will pay attention to most, and then fly with that. Then if it's not related to advertising, we just create that copy or messaging and share with people and do a test kind of, and then bring back the results. So it's also a thing of having facts and not just saying what we think. That way, it's easier to convince the client.
So you're using analytics you're using the back-end analytics to show the people that, hey, this is what works and this doesn't work. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
You're training them on that, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So I know, like, what I've seen is, like, some people, when they go on social media, like me sometimes, even my own personal page, I post completely random.
Mm-hmm.
So, and someone has a question. What advice would you have on addressing people in various communities, not all in one country, for instance?
Okay, so people in various communities, not in one country, again, it's the purpose. So I would believe, for instance, I'll use African women in tech as a community. It's not fixed or based in a country. It's for African women everywhere. So it's not in one country. So the content is not created based on country. The messaging is also not created based on the country as well. So for instance, most times when I create content on my page, and I think I can understand this question based on me creating content on my page, sometimes I'll use some, slang, some pidgin lingua that is only something that Nigerians living in Lagos can connect with. So someone who is non-Nigerian will read that and be like, oh, what's she talking about? And I've become more aware of that because I've seen that my community is growing, and then there are people who don't understand what I say. So it's either that I take that out or I explain what I mean so that they are not lost. So if you're going to create content or build a community for people who are in different parts of the world, the purpose, the common purpose that they share. For instance, African women in technology. It is technology and they are African women. So what are the challenges that African women have in the tech space? How can you address that? That becomes your purpose. What's the solution you're going to provide them? That guides the content you create. So it no longer becomes a problem of country or where they are based, because this is a common problem they have no matter where they are. So I hope that addressed your question. Okay, Faith says, how can employees be motivated to push content when they want to be behind the scenes? Okay, so this is where I'm going to address this thing again that business owners do. So sometimes because you're a small business owner or you're a startup and you don't have all that funds to hire different people for different roles, sometimes you take the person at the front desk and you make them a social media manager, or you make them a content creator, or you make them a community manager. It doesn't always work because you cannot be behind the scenes and be leading a community and make it like get the best results, or like make or connect deeply with users. You have to be in front of the scene, because right now, as we have seen, we need people, you need to, if you're going to use the IG live call to connect with your audience, you need a face right there. So you need to find someone who loves social media, someone who is happy to use social media, someone who likes to connect on social media. So you're not making them accept social media. It's their thing already. they could learn how to create content. They could find a common ground for your business so that your brand doesn't lose its value, or you don't go out of line with when you share. But they have to love social media. They have to like to communicate. They have to be interested in communication in the first place. They cannot be a behind the scenes person and it will work. I mean, there are people who would create content and they don't show their face. Yes. So except if you're going to, like, you know, if your brand does not require someone to be at the front, to be at the scene, to be on the front row, to show themselves, that's fine. If they understand communication and content creation, you will be able to, you know, connect with your audience. But if your type of content requires a face, someone has to come live and connect with your audience. Someone needs to put their face on the page and say, hi, I am Lisa. Today I'm going to tell you about TT Tech 2. This is what it does. This is what it does. If it's going to have that face, then you're going to need someone who loves social media. There's also an option of you creating, you know, like an emoji. You know, you can create an emoji that could be used to record videos or to create content. Also, that also helps you if your staff leaves, if someone resigns or moves into a new position, you don't always have to change faces. So you can create a generic name. In Lagos, Nigeria, I think the first brand to do that was UBA, having Leo. So it's like an avatar that they made, Diamond Bank had at that one time. So different people can manage that avatar, can manage the what's it called? Can manage the avatar, can manage the emoji, but the voice, the messaging is the same. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Annie, for having me. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I will see you soon. Okay, I'm going to join the networking session. Oh, you're welcome, Faith. Thank you so much all for joining. All right. So I can leave now, right?